all of a sudden, out of nowhere, her fiance just calls off the wedding. And not only did he call off the wedding, she goes and looks on the dresser and the ring is gone. The ring, yes, you heard me correctly. The ring was gone. So you called off the wedding and then you stole the ring. He stole the ring. Now, I'm sorry, you guys, but you know what? That's my ring, okay? You're lucky I ain't call the police on you. Anyway, you call off the wedding, it's my ring. I'm keeping the ring. It's my ring, okay? All right, so you can go ahead. That's my parting gift. There's definitely something going on in the demonic realm. Okay. And for me, being a spiritual investigator, I'm going to go into the supernatural. Hold up, y'all. I got to go into the supernatural right quick. I'll be right back about 15 minutes. Thank you. Okay. Number 10, you're more open to deception and manipulation. The devil can just have his way with you. He can do whatever he wants to do with you. Anything he says, you believe. Anything he does, you accept it. You just lay down to everything that happens, and you just don't even fight. You're just sleeping. You're spiritually asleep, and we need to get woke. Okay, we need to awaken our spiritual lives and really get in gear, really put on that full armor of God. If you are in a marriage, we know how much the devil wants our marriages, but you're not putting on the full armor of God, then you're setting yourself up to lose. Okay, we need Jesus. We need the help of the Holy Spirit. We need angelic assistance. If you don't have a prayer life, your angels are very limited in what they can do for you on your behalf in the spiritual realm. There's warrior angels, battle angels, violent angels that war for us, but they cannot be activated if you're spiritually asleep, if you're not praying, they need us. They need our prayer in order to go into action. How can you hear God's voice, a spirit that you cannot even see, if you're not even hearing your husband, if you're not even hearing what your wife is saying? How is it that you're going to be able to hear God? You want to really know in your household, is it really God that's managing your household? Okay, because you can easily look at your situation and see who's in control. If you look at your home, you can look at your home and say, okay, we need to do some rebuking. You know your household is a mess. You know it's not blessed like it can be or should be. You know it's upside down. That should let you know that, okay, there is, a lack of God's glory, a lack of God's power in this house. And basically, God is not fully in control. And if God is not fully in control, then that means the enemy has some type of hold on you in your household, some type of influence going on in your household. And you need to pray to get those spirits out of there. So if your house is out of order, chances are it's going to be harder for you to hear the voice of God. So deliverance is highly necessary. There's some people with yelling spirits. Okay. They just yell a lot. They just never know how to talk, like an adult or intelligently. They're always, when they talk, they yell and they curse. Don't marry someone that has no control over their speech, that have no self-control when they talk to you. They disrespect you. They belittle you. Okay. They totally disregard your feelings and what you say. And yet, I love him. I love her. No, that needs to be fixed before you get married. Okay. Don't wait to fix things later, or, I'm going to just love him until it happens. Yes, love him and allow him to go through that process. Allow her to go through that process. But you can't, sometimes love isn't enough. You can't just sit there and I'm just going to love him real good till it goes away. It don't always work that way. You could pray real good until it goes away and stay in prayer, but love can't chase demons away. Attraction. Okay. Wonder why, for so many years we were head over heel crazy about this woman, crazy about this man, and then all of a sudden we would die for this person one day, and then the next day we want to kill him. Where does that come from? Where one moment we're so in love, and then all of a sudden it could be 20 years later, 5 years later. Where does that love go? The enemy robbed it. Okay. You got robbed. You got hoodwinked. You got hijacked. Okay. And you have to be able to fight and get that love back. You all at the altar ready to marry this person, and it's like, yes, I take this woman to be my lawful wedded wife. And you look down the aisle, it's like, dang, baby, that's a lot of spirits. I know, but I love you. No, you don't. You don't. Okay, he's about to marry you and all of your demons. Okay, don't just look and see if this man has a nice car, how nice he look, how tall he is, how much money he has in the bank account. No, how many demons you got. Okay, that's what I want to know. I want to know what you're dealing with in the spiritual realm, because that's the real you. Okay, this right here that I'm looking at, this is all fun and games. It's easy. Okay, you look good, just smell good. You know, we're having a great time. But then when them lights turn off, who are you? What demons are going to surface in the bed with us in the middle of the night? Okay, because demons like to come out in the nighttime.
Beauty, brains, and Bible. Beauty, brains, and Bible. Beauty, brains, and Bible. Welcome to my channel.
Brains and Bible. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Beauty, Brains, and Bible. So today, what I wanted to talk about is 25 reasons to get delivered before you get married, or before you take that relationship you're in to the next level. Or if there's someone you're dating and seeing and it's like, he is my boo, everything is looking so great, like he is the one. Oh yes, he is from God. Well, if you really believe that he is the one or she is the one, I really encourage you to get delivered before you really pursue a serious relationship with that special someone. Get free of your demons. So basically, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit of a story. So there was this woman, we were doing a small intimate prayer, okay? And it was a group of us, and there's this one woman, and this is why I decided to do this video, because I'm looking at her and I'm like, wow. So I went ahead and said, you know what, this is something that everyone should do, is to get free first before getting married. She went through a lot, okay, before she finally just got married 30 days ago, if that. And she was not a happy bride, okay? So a lot of demonic attack, a lot of the enemy coming against her from all angles, generational curses. I mean, you would think this moment would be a time that all women are excited, they're feeling their best, they're looking their best, you know what I'm saying? Because every other woman is like, oh, I wish that was me. But she wasn't like that. It was such a hard time for her that she couldn't even really enjoy the process of getting married. Yes, you're going to, go through some stress, okay? Because planning a wedding ain't no joke. But it would still be a moment where it's like, oh my God, this is wonderful, this is beautiful, I'm happy, but it was not for her. The devil basically robbed her of her smile. So we're in this small church setting, and it was just a group of us. And basically, she's been receiving a lot of prophetic words from different prophetess. And every time she gets a prophetic word, it's never good. It's always jacked up. Okay. And it's like, when you get a prophetic word, you're excited. You want to hear something great. But when you're constantly hearing back to back, like, girl, I am so sorry to share this with you, but I'm going to let you know what the Lord wants me to tell you. And it's like, okay, God, you get discouraged. Every prophetic word month after month was all the same. That things weren't flowing right. The enemy was coming against her. She needs to pray. She needs to pray. Go into prayer. And if you're not a praying warrior, then how can, everything move for you the way it should? If you're spiritually bankrupt, if you're dry, if your prayer life is completely dry. And when you're about to get married, this is the time to really up your prayer life, because trust me, the enemy does not want you to get married. But in Jesus' name, you shall be married, because that's what God wants for us. But it takes a lot of hard work spiritually, because you want to enter into a successful marriage. Okay, so in this church setting, we put her in the middle. We were, holding hands in a circle. We put her in the middle, and she got a prophetic word. And that prophetic word was not what she wanted to hear once again. As she's getting this prophetic word, I'm standing behind her. So I start trying to encourage her. Girl, you got this. It's okay. God's going to help you. You could do this. You're strong enough. I'm just saying everything to make sure she doesn't fall apart. It didn't work, because after she got that prophetic word, I'm over here like, yes, girl, you gonna make it through. All of a sudden, it was like, she burst out like, and just stormed off. I mean, she literally had a nervous breakdown in the church service. I'm thinking, if this is church, this is where you come to get a relief, to get peace, to get direction, to be encouraged by the Lord, to get strength. Okay. I never thought that church would be a place where you would actually have a total nervous breakdown. I understand crying a little bit and just feeling heavy, but I mean a total nervous breakdown. She dang near pimp slapped me. She was swinging so much, I had to throw myself back, because I'm like, I almost would have gotten a black eye or a bloody nose. I would have just lost the eyelash or something. We can't, losing the eyelash, that just can't happen at all. So after she had that nervous breakdown, she storms off down the aisle of the church and threw herself on the floor. And I'm over here like, oh my God, Jesus, what is going on here? So for me, that lets me know that all of her strength is within herself, because if you're really trusting in God and relying on God and depending upon him, and you have a level of faith that says, I'm going to get through this, you're going to be all right. You're going to make it, sis. But if you're falling down, just having a total fit in church, in the Lord's sanctuary, then your level of spiritual strength and power is definitely not where it needs to be, okay? There is a moment where all of a sudden, out of nowhere, her fiancé just calls off the wedding. And not only did he call off the wedding, she goes and looks on the dresser and the ring is gone. The ring, yes, you heard me correctly. The ring was gone. So you called off the wedding, and then you stole the ring. He stole the ring. Now, I'm sorry, you guys, but you know what? That's
my ring, okay? You're lucky I ain't call the police on you.
Because you gave it to me. It belongs to me. I didn't call off the wedding. You did. So anyway, you call off the wedding. It's my ring. I'm keeping the ring. It's my ring. Okay. All right. So you can go ahead. That's my parting gift. You can go ahead and call off the wedding, but she coming with me. Okay. That's okay. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? But he called off the wedding and stole the ring. Now, for me, I don't know if I would still go through with a wedding like that. That's a major sign for me that something is missing. There's definitely something going on in the demonic realm. Okay. And for me, being a spiritual investigator, I'm going to go into the supernatural. Hold up, y'all. I got to go into the supernatural right quick. I'll be right back, about 15 minutes. Thank you. I'm going into the supernatural realm, and I'm going to find out what demon authorized or, set me up to have my ring stolen, because a demon got to come see me, because I got to rebuke you. I got to cast you out. Okay. Because a lot of these things that happen to us, guys, let's keep it real. Let's be real with this. It's all demonic. All right. So I have to go into the spirit realm and find out what exactly is going on. I'm not sure if I would want to marry this man, around this time. Maybe we're going to have to just take a breather and figure out what's really going on. Now, to me, if you're going to steal your ring out of nowhere for no particular reason, there's something going on. Okay. If there's a lot of prophets said there was no particular reason, that it's all demonic. A man takes your ring. Okay. We can't blame everything on the devil. A man takes a ring from you out of nowhere for no reason. Let me check your phone, boo. I just want to look into your phone, okay? Where's that GPS? I'm gonna track it, okay? Because there's something behind it. It could be all just fleshly. It could just be his weakness. It could be demonic as well. But we can't blame everything on the demons, because if the demons are doing something, it's only because something was already there and they're just basically eating on it. Okay, and they're going to make something small turn into something big, because that's what they do, because they want to house in you. They want your body. Okay, they want to live in you. Okay, that's where they get their energy and their power from. It's from you. and your body. So he took the ring, and I even told her, I'm like, hey, why don't you go ahead and postpone this wedding, because I really felt like it was time to do some warfare. I don't want to enter into a marriage with all type of enemy activity. You marry full of demons, you know what I'm saying? You're going to stay full of demons. Because if you meet that person full of demons and you never rebuke those demons, you're going to marry them full of those demons. And me, I just want everything to just be beautiful and lovely when I get married. I don't want the enemy to have any type of upper hand over me. Another thing that I find that would cause me to not get married just yet and just reevaluate anything, even if I don't postpone the wedding, at least I would go into some really deep spiritual prayers, one-on-one intimate times with God, is if you're getting married and you're still living at home, that is a huge sign that you are not ready to get married. Now, we'll do another video on that, but I feel like if you're getting married, then you should be going into your own home, okay, with your own establishment, your own rules, your own setting, your own aura, okay, your own energy. All right, your own vibe and your own setting, because it's a brand new marriage and you don't want outside influence in your marriage. So to me, that's a major way of setting yourself up for possible failure. So if you're about to get married, then and you still live at home with your mama, you shouldn't be getting married. So you never want to start a marriage or a serious relationship that you know this man is a good man. You could look at her and be like, yo, this is going to be my wifey. Never start a good relationship or maintain it, at least while you are going through enemy hostility or resistance. If there is any there, don't ignore those, like the enemy coming at you and you just steady, like just chilling, and you carrying on with your life like he ain't coming at you. You do see the enemy coming, right? So I don't know why some people don't automatically go into defense and get rid of that enemy. A lot of us tend to just blame it on that person when our warfare is not against flesh and blood. Okay, it's about the principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places, so it's like, I don't understand why people do that. But I definitely recommend that you stop for a moment and get with God and find out what is going on. So let's get into the 25 reasons why you should not get married until you get a total full deliverance. And guys, I don't mean the 3-month counseling with your pastor. That's all great. Some people, I don't know how long they do it now, but you meet up with your pastor, he counsels you. That is all great. Okay. I think those are really effective, but okay, did he cast any demons out? Okay, was he able to look into the spiritual realm and give you some real, marital spiritual advice, not just regular advice, but some real spiritual advice? Was he able to see what could be a problem in the future for you guys, or right now for you guys? So the prayers are good, the counseling, but I'm talking about a deliverance minister that can really go in there and break some demonic altars, okay, and break some generational curses, okay, and really allow you to have an effective, blessed marriage. So number 1 of 25 reasons to not get married before deliverance. You're already walking into a disadvantage because your foundation will be unstable, okay? It's already rocky. It's already shaky, okay? It's not balanced out because you have demons, she has demons, okay? So basically, you want the atmosphere to already be set. If you get deliverance before you're married, then the enemy won't have an upper hand on you. He won't have enough control over you. You won't be able to barely hear his voice for him to even impact your marriage. So we obviously know, guys, before you live inside of a home, either used or brand new, you need to pray over it and offer that home to God. So basically, you're walking into this new home or existing home with your new husband or new wife. Even if it's an existing home, I recommend that you do a cleansing, pray in there, put some holy oil everywhere, and invite the Spirit of the Lord. Cast out any old demons that was there. You can do this in your home easily and keep doing it. I really recommend that you do that periodically, at least every 3 months, over your children, okay, and over just to keep your household free of dark spirits and dark energy, okay? If you give your car an oil change every 3 months and regular tune-ups, your marriage and your household also has to have regular spiritual cleansing, okay? So that is number one. Number two, your demons combined with his demons will create greater problems. Okay, so if you have a demon in you, if you have a demon that, let's say, loves to drink alcohol and she loves to drink alcohol, both of you love drinking alcohol, and y'all both have these demons, and I mean alcoholic, okay, y'all just excessive drinkers. Both of these demons combined together are going to create a giant, okay? And it's going to be harder to cast those demons out because as you're engaging, she's engaging, it's only going to grow. That's giving that devil more power. So any demons that you guys have, either the same type of demons or different demons, they feed off of each other. They communicate with each other, okay? They're linked together. They are on the same team. So you are probably living in a household that where you are outnumbered. It's probably 30, 40 demons up in there. Okay. And it's just 2, 3, 4 of y'all. So you're already outnumbered. So you would really have to go into some serious action in order to get those demons out. Okay. So you don't want to marry each other's demons because it's going to be more demons. It's going to be harder to get those demons out. And you guys will be up in the house blaming each other, fighting with one another, when all along it's the demons that are just having their way in your household. Okay. So basically with your demons and her demons, these demons can become more vindictive, sneakier, and harder to detect because, like I said, you guys will start blaming each other when all along there's demonic influence behind it all. All right. So number 3, you are not functioning at your greatest potential if you are hindered. Okay, you're marrying this guy and he has these demons. You're marrying this woman, she has her demons, and you love this person. You think they're fabulous. Well, what if I told you they're even greater than what you think? You know what I'm saying? Because if they're hindered by spirits, they're not able to operate at their full potential. Okay, so imagine if they were totally free. You're marrying someone who is even better, but you're limiting yourself by not getting delivered. You're marrying this wonderful person at, let's say, a 7, when really she's a 10, when really he could be a 12 off the charts. Okay, but you won't know that if we're still hindered and we're stuck in bondage, if there's all types of strongholds, because no one has even paid attention to the demonic activity that's going on behind the scenes. So you have to have spiritual intelligence in order to be able to detect when the devil is working against you. You're definitely not performing at your best if you have 10, 20 demons. I mean, in the Bible, there's a thing called legion, okay? A legion of demons is up to 6,000 demons. So guys, we can have up to 6,000 demons, okay? All right. So if you're marrying a woman and she has literally 40 demons, you're marrying a man, he has 60. Between the both of you, you have 100 demons, and you think your life is great, your life is wonderful, but actually you're walking in total limitation. And why not walk and live at your best, totally free? That's why Jesus died for us, so we can be free and not be captives and slaves to the enemy. Okay. So you're definitely not giving this person your best. If you truly love this person, you really want to spend the rest of your life with them, give them your all, your best. And you can't do that if you're hindered, okay? If you're walking around here all chained up in the spiritual realm. All right. So number 4, it decreases your chances of longevity of a successful marriage or relationship and increases your chances of divorce. We already know the divorce rates are astronomical, higher than they've ever been. And we know there's so many reasons why, but a lot of it has demonic influence behind it. Okay, so if you want to give your marriage, your relationship, a fighting chance, start with getting deliverance, real prayer. Pray together. In a lot of homes, it's always the woman praying and never the man. Get you a man, okay? Or encourage your man or your man to start praying with you. Like, let's pray together. Like, if I'm giving 100 and you give 100, we are operating at our greatest potential. But if I'm giving 100 and you just giving 0, then you already know you're not getting everything that you can, every single blessing for this marriage. Okay, so beat the statistics. Don't be part of the statistics. Be a praying couple. Pray together. Read your word together. So that way the enemy can stay far away from your home. He may be attacking other people's marriages, but not this one. Okay, and that's where you want to be, where the devil doesn't have any type of power over you and your marriage. Okay, because what can happen is the devil can release evil deposits into your marriage, like bad communication, no intimacy, and lots of misunderstandings. And all of that can definitely come from the devil just messing with you, sending his little minions, his little messengers to annoy you, to attack you, releasing all kinds of schemes and tricks into your household. And you think it's your husband, you think it's your wife, when honestly it's something that you cannot even see. So you have to stay in prayer and warfare. Number 5, it blocks your blessings. Okay, so with demonic activity going on in your houses, even if there's households that's just infiltrated with demons. Okay, it's just a messed up household, a marriage that is just like, why did they get married? Okay, but you guys still have a fighting chance if you will not fight each other and decide to fight the devil instead, because it'll block your blessings without being delivered, which means there is going to be a lack of abundance. There will not be an overflow. You will have a marriage that's either giving you just enough or barely enough. But what we want to operate in is overflow and abundance, a harvest, a marriage that you can clearly see that God's glory is all over. You can look at a individual or a couple or a family, and you could be like, you can easily see that God's glory. You can see God, man, God is all in that family. Or you can look at a couple, they're so loving, and they're loving and caring, not just in front of you, but at home as well. Okay, you could tell their household is just so nice and so peaceful. You look up to them. Have a marriage and a relationship where people can look up to your marriage and relationship, where people can, be inspired, where people can be motivated. Don't be this married couple that people look at and like, this is why I ain't married. Oh, I ain't never getting married. Why did they get married? You don't want that. You want people to say, yo, I can't wait to get married. You want them to look at you and be like, oh, I want that. Not, ooh, oh, Jesus. You don't want that. Okay, so definitely be free in your marriage. You're spending the rest of your life with this person. Why not be free and have love and happiness and joy and not a tumultuous, toxic relationship? Who wants that? Okay, you get married, you're supposed to be married one time. So do it right the first time if you can, or do it better the second time, and that be it. All right. Now, number 6, not being delivered before you get married. It can bring strife and discord, strains, conflicts, heaviness, constant arguing, which are marriage killers. If you have a lot of strife, a lot of conflict, the devil is feeding off of you. We call them demonic rat. That means you got a lot of evil, like food, junk food that they love. Okay, they are eating and feeding off of you. And every time you argue with your spouse instead of the devil, they're only growing. You're only giving them more power over you. Okay, so if there's heaviness and strife in your home, I urge you to stop yelling at her. Stop yelling at him. Stop mumbling and grumbling and get on your knees, okay? Get into some one-on-one time with God and let the devil know that he will not destroy your marriage, okay? Take control of your marriage, not just in the physical realm, but it first has to start in the supernatural where it all begins, okay? So that's where you go. All right, number 7, some people get married and they still have spirit wives and husbands, okay? We also call those succubus and incubus spirits, and they are real, and I'll do a whole separate video on that. But those spirits are very, very nasty, and their only goal is to kill you and to steal your joy, to steal your harvest, to steal all the blessings that God has for you and that loved one. Okay, basically, spirit wives can cause impotence and lack of desire for your wife. So a lot of these guys, you guys have been together, let's say 20 years or even less, 4 or 5 years. It really doesn't matter how long, because spirit wives are normally there for years undetected. You're with your wife one day and all of a sudden you cannot perform, and it just keeps happening. You may have sporadic moments where you're performing, but most of the time he ain't working. Okay, that is a huge indication of a spirit wife. Okay, they rather you only perform for them. Okay, and that's through masturbation. So if you're married and you're constantly masturbating, I can tell you, guarantee you, you have a spirit wife. And as long as you have a spirit wife and you're masturbating, you will not be able to properly perform for your wife, okay, which is going to cause possibly divorce. Okay, women can also lose their sexual desire. Okay, so if there's a spirit husband there and all of a sudden you ain't going through menopause and you just don't have a sex drive, you can also have a spirit husband that's taken away that desire for your husband or the desire to even have sex. Okay, this is why you have to pray. If you are going through menopause, I understand, but honestly, I feel like some things, if you really pray to the Lord that you really want, you could be like, hey, God, I'm going through menopause. I'm losing my drive. You know, you don't want to get on all these medicines they have out here. I definitely don't recommend that. I would take everything to Jesus and say, hey, God, I really want to save my marriage. I don't want to lose my man. And just pray. We could pray about everything. Don't limit yourself. Number 8, if they haven't been delivered of their demons, you don't know who you're marrying. Okay. Demons tend to go undetected for so long, and they are very, very quiet. Okay. All of a sudden you've been married to this person for 2-3 years, you know, maybe even 10 years. And all of a sudden they start changing. They start acting up. Demons like to just act like they're not there when they really are. And at the right time, they're going to bite you. All of a sudden this person is acting totally different. You don't know who they are anymore. All demons are on an assignment, and they are on a set schedule. So if Satan says, hey, don't attack this person, this marriage, until 4 or 5 years later, and you never got delivered from that demon, they are on the schedule and it will manifest in your life. Satan has a complete army. His kingdom is huge and very strategic, and they are very well organized and planned. So do not underestimate the attacks of Satan. Again, think about how much you guys can accomplish together if you really know who you're marrying. I'd rather someone become greater as the years progress compared to someone that just becomes an absolute monster, okay, and just ruins everything. Like, who in the world did I marry? It's because you didn't really know what was going on behind the scenes with that person's life. We all have skeletons in our closets. We all have demons, but demons are not supposed to stay. Some people live with their demons. I choose not to. I pay lots and lots of attention because I feel like Jesus gave his life for us to be free, and that's how I want to live, free. Number 9, you're giving the devil a say-so and control over your marriage. So basically, if you're allowing demons to just live inside of your home, live inside of your marriage and do what they want, then you have no control. You're basically handing over control and the outcome of your marriage and the lifespan of your marriage to the devil. Okay, he has a huge say-so. He has influence and access. So his goal, and we all know, is to kill, steal, and destroy. If you have not yet been delivered and you marry this person or you're already married, then who is influencing your marriage? Who is in control? If you're never confronting the gates of hell, if you're never casting out spirits, if you're never taking a sword of the spirit and slaying these demons, periodically, then who is really operating your marriage? Who is really in control of you and of your husband, of your wife? Okay, so if you're not constantly fighting on the Lord's side, then you're probably by default on the devil's side, not even knowing it unintentionally, but you have to pick a side, and you can't be a dormant, passive Christian. You have to be a Christian that takes action, okay, an effective Christian. Okay, you have to stay on the offense, not just the defense. Okay. Number 10, you're more open to deception and manipulation. The devil can just have his way with you. He can do whatever he wants to do with you. Anything he says, you believe. Anything he does, you accept it. You just lay down to everything that happens, and you just don't even fight. You're just sleeping. You're spiritually asleep, and we need to get woke. Okay, we need to awaken our spiritual lives and really get in gear, really put on that full armor of God. If you are in a marriage, we know how much the devil wants our marriages, but you're not putting on the full armor of God, then you're setting yourself up to lose. Okay, we need Jesus. We need the help of the Holy Spirit. We need angelic assistance. If you don't have a prayer life, your angels are very limited in what they can do for you on your behalf in the spiritual realm. There's warrior angels, battle angels, violent angels that war for us, but they cannot be activated if you're spiritually asleep, if you're not praying, they need us. They need our prayer in order to go into action. Okay, so the devil can do whatever he wants, say whatever he wants, and you could just fall over and die and accept everything he does because you're not coming against him. You're not countering any of his attacks. Okay, and you wonder why things are happening in your life. You'll be placing the burdens also with manipulation of the enemy. He'll place the burdens of expectation on your spouse. Okay, you'll be expecting this spouse to give you everything, do everything for you, and give you happiness instead of looking to God. We're supposed to get all of our expectation is supposed to be on God, not your husband, not your wife. They're an imperfect person just like you. Okay, so you cannot feel like this person is the one that's going to bring you all your joy, all your happiness, all your success. No, you need to be able to provide that for yourself, because if that spouse, God forbid, passes away, you need to know how to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. So that's why God has to be your only source of expectation, okay? Because we never know what's going to happen. So the devil will make you look at your husband, look at your wife, and nitpick everything. Everything they don't do for you is a problem. When you're more open to deception and manipulation, the devil can blind you, okay, spiritually. Okay, which this is a way to take your eyes off of God and to place it on your husband and to place it on your wife with unrealistic expectations. And that is a great way to cause people to divorce, because you're wanting and needing everything from this person that they were never created to give you. Everything comes from God. So if you're looking more to your marriage than you are to God, then I can pretty much tell you your marriage, chances are, may not go too far. Number 11, the voice of God can get lost and confused if you're also hearing the voice of demons. So if there's strife, if there's confusion, if there's all kinds of discord and arguing in your home, then there's all kinds of voices all over. Okay, you're hearing some of everything. Okay, and how can you hear the voice of God if there's constant unhappiness and yelling and screaming in your home? No one's listening to each other. So how can we hear God? How can you hear God's voice, a spirit that you cannot even see, if you're not even hearing your husband, if you're not even hearing what your wife is saying? How is it that you're going to be able to hear God? Your household needs to have moments where it's just peaceful and calm and just quiet. Okay, so that way the presence of the Lord is free to move in the atmosphere. Okay, you need your environment to be blessed with the Spirit of the Lord. But if it's infiltrated with all kinds of demonic activity, all kinds of evil spirits, then it may sound like God, but look, it could be the enemy. Okay, so it makes it harder to decipher the voices when there's so much, so much bad energy inside of your home. You want to really know in your household, is it really God that's managing your household? Okay, because you can easily look at your situation and see who's in control. If you look at your home, you can look at your home and say, okay, we need to do some rebuking. You know your household is a mess. You know it's not blessed like it can be or should be. You know it's upside down. That should let you know that, okay, there is, a lack of God's glory, a lack of God's power in this house. And basically, God is not fully in control. And if God is not fully in control, then that means the enemy has some type of hold on you in your household, some type of influence going on in your household. And you need to pray to get those spirits out of there. So if your house is out of order, chances are it's going to be harder for you to hear the voice of God. So deliverance is highly necessary. Number 12, if you haven't been delivered from bad habits, they will continue in your marriage. You married her that way with a bad attitude, she gonna stay that way. So before you marry this woman, oh, I love her. Okay, you love her. Will you love her 5 years from now when that attitude gets worse? Because if we don't get rid of our demons, they can actually begin to grow. Okay, some stay quiet because they just want to live in there. They don't want you to cast them out. Okay, but there are some demons that can get very, very nasty over the years. Okay, so basically, whatever bad habits that you have, get rid of those habits before you get married. Because basically, it's not fair for someone you love to have to deal with bad habits that you either refuse to acknowledge or let go of. If you love this person, then you should want to, get rid of these bad habits, and you should at least want to work on them, because those bad habits can be cute right now, but then once you get married and be with that person 10, 12 years, it ain't gonna be cute anymore. There's some people with yelling spirits, okay? They just yell a lot. They just never know how to talk, like an adult or intelligently. They're always, when they talk, they yell and they curse. Don't marry someone that has no control over their speech, that have no self-control when they talk to you. They disrespect you. They belittle you, okay? They totally disregard your feelings and what you say, and yet I love him, I love her. No, that needs to be fixed before you get married. Okay, don't wait to fix things later, or, oh, I'm going to just love him until it happens. Yes, love him and allow him to go through that process, allow her to go through that process. But you can't, sometimes love isn't enough. You can't just sit there and I'm just going to love him real good until it goes away. It don't always work that way. You could pray real good until it goes away and stay in prayer, but love can't chase demons away. Okay, so number 13, they can eventually take over and infiltrate your house. And I mentioned that no one wants to come over your home because it's not warm, cozy, and inviting. Every time they come to your house, you guys are yelling and screaming, or your husband doesn't greet your friend. You ever go to someone's home and in their relationship, the husband comes out or the boyfriend comes out and they don't even say, hey, what's up? Or the wife comes out when you hanging with your boys and you can already see that, everyone can see she has a bad attitude. So they be afraid when she comes out of the room. Okay, so don't have a household that's so heavy, that's so dark, that has a dark cloud over it, that when people come over, they automatically feel uncomfortable. You guys are always screaming. You're disrespectful in front of company. There is just no love in this household. There's no affection. You guys bad talk each other. Like, who wants to come over to a household like that? Be that household where husband is like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Wife is like, hey, can I get you guys anything to drink? Where it's like, this is a cool place to come to where they can feel the Spirit of the Lord, where they're not being chased out by your demons. Okay, so number 14, you can birth kids into an unhealthy household. And we all know that. You guys are jacked up, are all screwed up. Your relationship is so unstable, and yet we're having babies and bringing these babies into this type of environment. We're already living in a fallen world that is just destructive, and here we are, our own household is destructive, and we're birthing kids into this environment. They barely have a fighting chance at a successful life because you guys just don't know how to get your household in control. Okay, if you are the head of your household, men are the head of the household, and there's no one above you, then that lets me know the direction of your future, because God should be on top of first God, then man, then the woman. Okay, if it's just the man, and then some relationships, it's the man and the woman. When God says it's the man and then the woman, if it's like this or like this, then there's already this dysfunction going on. It's not properly balanced, because women, you cannot get in the place of a man, and men, you cannot let the woman run the household. You're the man. Take charge, take control. Okay. So we don't want to birth kids under an unhealthy household full of demonic attacks, because this is where a lot of birth defects come from. Sickness can fall on your children. Autism, that's where it comes from. Premature labor, ADD, handicaps, dyslexia. A lot of this comes because of also just the spirits, generational curses as well. So, you don't get delivered, you don't get preyed upon, then these kids will have to deal with that. All right. And you don't want that. If your relationship is just all the way messy, please be on some type of birth control, because it's not fair to an unborn child to have to deal with this. And this is how we end up single mothers. Okay. Number 15, it will hinder your finances, which is the number 2 reason why people get divorced. Is number 2 is finances. So if there's a financial strain going on in your marriage, chances are you guys will end up in divorce court. Okay, so not being delivered will definitely hinder your finances. That is a great way for the enemy to come in and just cause a huge separation between the two of you. You came into this marriage full of life, full of love, but then now y'all can't pay the bills. He just lost his job. She just lost her job. Someone just got laid off. Okay, the bills are piling up. Now we're full of stress. We're full of worry. Life ain't so sweet anymore because we can't enjoy ourselves. Our friends are going out, hanging out, and they're constantly having to pay our way, or we have to turn them down because we can't afford it. Car is getting repo. Mortgage is behind. That will cause divorce. So pray for prosperity in your marriage. Speak life, prosperity, growth, abundance, success over your marriage constantly. Number 6, no sex drive. Women will lose a lot of their sex drive and loss of interest. Okay, I probably mentioned that one already, but basically that spirit, like exactly, the spirit wives will cause women to lose their sex drive, or just demonic activity, period. Okay, you just don't have a sex drive. You're not even going through menopause. You just don't have a sex drive. You don't have any interest in your husband. You're losing attraction. Wonder why, for so many years we were head over heel crazy about this woman, crazy about this man, and then all of a sudden we would die for this person one day, and then the next day we want to kill him. Where does that come from? Where one moment we're so in love, and then all of a sudden it could be 20 years later, 5 years later. Where does that love goes? The enemy robbed it. Okay, you got robbed, you got hoodwinked, you got hijacked. Okay, and you have to be able to fight and get that love back. God can give you that love back. I feel like a lot of times when the love is lost is because we're not fully connected in the spirit. We're not staying in communication with the Holy Spirit, because there's so many things that he can tell us ahead of time. There's so many things that he can tell us to do for our spouse spiritually, where it will keep us together. I'll speak just on the men that, the men that cheat. Honestly, I believe that they really, really, truly love their wives, but they're being, lured and enticed by all kinds of spirits that causes these men to cheat. Now, some men, you're just greedy. You got a beautiful, successful woman at home, and her sex drive is wonderful. She has no bad attitude. She's taking care of the home, and she's just wonderful overall, but yet you still find yourself cheating on her. For those men that are feeling like a conviction, you feel really bad every time you cheat on your wife, there is some type of influence behind it. For the ones that just never care, I feel like that's just you and your flesh, and you're selfish. You want your cake and you want to eat it too. You're just greedy. You really don't care. You say you love her, but there's some really good men out here that really in their hearts do not want to cheat. And sometimes they don't know why. They wake up in the morning feeling terrible about it. I feel like those men really have a chance to be free from that adultering spirit. Okay. And that can definitely be some evil influence, behind it. All right. There are some men that are worth the fight. And then there's those that just let that fool go. Okay, so basically infidelity, obviously we know, is from the demonic realm, okay, because it's so bad out here. And being that it's the number one way to kill marriages, I know the devil is having his way, okay? And I know women aren't always perfect as well. There's women that cheat, but that's what it will cause. So infidelity, number 17. Number 18, Jezebel spirit, where someone is too controlling or prideful. If you have a husband in your household that's too prideful, or a woman that's controlling, or vice versa, and they're just always at you and they're very manipulative and very sneaky, you could be married to someone with a Jezebel spirit, okay? And these spirits, they just are selfish, okay? You can't tell them anything. They get angry, but they'll have their moments where they will wine and dine you and give you what you want. But then if you don't give them what they want, then they're gonna roar at you. So be careful not to marry or remain with a spirit in your home, the Jezebel spirit. Get that spirit up out of there, because it is only there to destroy your marriage, okay? Number 19. Now picture a person that is shackled, bound with a yoke around their neck, and that's who you're marrying. So in the natural realm, they're beautiful, beautiful skin, beautiful hair, nice feet, and look at him, he's just muscular, he's tall and just handsome. And in the spirit realm, they are absolutely tormented. They look dragged. They look broken. There's a yoke around their neck. Their hands are shackled. Their feet are tied. They are fully just bound. Okay, so be careful who you are marrying, because that is going to eventually manifest itself in the natural realm. You could be marrying this beautiful woman. You all at the altar ready to marry this person, and it's like, yes, I take this woman to be my lawful wedded wife. And you look down the aisle, it's like, dang, baby, that's a lot of spirits. I know, but I love you. No, you don't. You don't. Okay, he's about to marry you and all of your demons. Okay, so be careful, people. It is no joke out here. So basically, you marry this person who is spiritually tormented. It means you'll have to have much more patience and understanding, more tolerance for that person. For instance, a person that is suffering from bipolar disorder. That's pretty tough. I know a person where his brother suffers from bipolar disorder, and it's like, I don't want to deal with him. I'm done with him. Okay. He over there, I'm over here. So you can't be over there, over here if you're in a marriage. Number 20. A person that is not yet free from addictions, okay? So you can be marrying a person that is still addicted to maybe smoking, drinking, clubbing, cursing, stealing, a heartless, mean, cruel person, harsh, lying type of person, someone who's uncompromising, lazy, abusive, someone who's suffering depression. Love can only go but so far. Okay, so this can be something that you can see immediately, or it can be something that surfaces later on. It could be the enemy that's like ready to set this person up. This is why this person can never, be in a healthy, happy relationship. You've divorced 3, 4, 5 times, and that same demon is still there waiting to railroad your relationship once again. So you definitely want to marry someone that is free from addictions. Don't wait until after you're married, because it can get out of hand. It can get out of control, because you have to have tons and tons of patience and understanding, tolerance for that person. And in the beginning of a relationship, I got all the tolerance, all the love for you, right? But then wait 2, 3, 4 years and things haven't changed. You're still patient, so get deliverance for that. Now, 21, generational demons. Okay, so whatever their parents struggle with, there's a good chance that they will struggle with the same exact demons. Familiar spirits just go from one generation to the next, and it all falls down on your kids. So that's why bad habits have to go. Generational curses has to go, because then your children are impacted by it. You have children with this person, they are going to be impacted by these same demons. So be careful what family you marry into, okay? Their demons becomes yours and your kids, and they have to battle with that for years to come. Okay, a lot of struggles kids go through have nothing to do with them, but with us and who we marry. And that's why we have to be very, very selective. Okay, don't just look and see if this man has a nice car, how nice he look, how tall he is, how much money he has in the bank account. No, how many demons you got. Okay, that's what I want to know. I want to know what you're dealing with in the spiritual realm, because that's the real you. Okay, this right here that I'm looking at, this is all fun and games. It's easy. Okay, you look good, just smell good. We're having a great time. But then when them lights turn off, who are you? What demons are going to surface in the bed with us in the middle of the night? Okay, because demons like to come out in the nighttime. All right, so no thank you. Okay, number 22, barrenness. There's a lot of women that get married and you don't know why you cannot get pregnant. Barrenness also comes from, not being delivered. When you marry a person that is cursed, okay, your whole family is cursed. Okay, there's no growth, there's no real success. So if this person is filled with all kinds of curses, okay, and you marry that person, your whole house is cursed. The kids are cursed. Okay, your finances are cursed. Number 23, not being delivered before marriage can cause confusion, chaos, and all kinds of dysfunction, no stability, just constant hard times. It's like no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you give, nothing is working. You're giving this person all of your love and they don't accept it. They don't appreciate it. They're taking you for granted. Oftentimes it's not always them. It's those spirits inside of them. It's those demons lurking, okay, that's whispering in their ears, making them do things that they normally would not do. So you would not know this unless you go into battle and fight for your marriage and fight for this person that you love so much, or you claim you love. If you really love this person, you got to love them in the good. You got to love them in the bad. You got to love them free. You got to love them in bondage. So you just have to be that warrior, that soldier that they can depend on, that's going to help the family get a breakthrough. Okay, someone has to be a prayer warrior. If you have a household where no one is praying, then how can you be living your best? How can you be at your best? How can you say you're giving this marriage or this person your all? How can you say you're really taking care of your kids in full when you know you're drinking, when you know you're committing adultery, when you know you have a horrible attitude? Okay, how can you be giving your all if there's no prayer going on in your family? There's not even a Bible in your house. Okay, so number 24. A curse to never be successful, and you marry that person. You could be marrying a person that can't keep a job, a person that doesn't know how to care for a home, a person that's not a good parent. In the beginning, you thought that she would be a great mother to your kids if you guys decided to have kids together, and lo and behold, she's just a terrible mother. Okay, your family doesn't, like this person. Okay, so. And it's probably for a good reason. So if you're marrying someone and nobody likes them, your friends don't like her, your family don't like him, there's probably a good reason. Someone, if all these people are not liking this one individual, then someone, or if not the group of them, are picking up something in the spiritual realm that you're probably not. You're probably just being blinded by love, okay, or just blinded by infatuation when everybody else is just in their right minds and they can see right through everything, but you cannot. So if nobody likes your man, nobody likes your girl, I mean, to God be the glory. Number 25, and the very last one on our list, pornography. There's so many men and women that are addicted to pornography. That's the devil. Okay, that's just the devil. All right, so please, if you know your man love watching pornography and you marry him, you really think that's going to change? You really think it's going to slow down and you're not really in prayer? It's only going to get worse, okay? And what's going to happen is watching pornography obviously leads to masturbation, which opens the door for that spirit wife, that spirit husband to enter in. Then it leads to impotence. Then you probably never get pregnant because he cannot perform. It's just a trickle effect, okay? So guys, basically, to sum this up, get deliverance, okay, before you get married. Total deliverance. And then continue to get periodic prayer, okay? I don't understand these churches where these pastors, they don't rebuke demons, they don't heal people. Jesus had a fourfold ministry: preach, teach, heal, and cast out demons, okay? Most of these churches, they preach and they teach, but where's the healing? Where's the deliverance? People are coming into churches full of all kinds of strongholds and shackles and all kinds of chains, coming in church bondage, coming into the church in bondage, and then they leave in bondage. No, that's not how it should be, okay? So that is what I have for you guys. The 25 reasons to get delivered before you get married. Guys, I've already done this video and it was so good. It still breaks my heart that the devil deleted this entire video. Okay, so this is a second version of this video, and I must say, after finishing this video, I love the first one better. But you know what? I'm still hitting the same 25 points, but it's like I feel like because I lost the original video, I'm like, oh, the first one was better. But you know what, devil? You won't get me twice. Well, he did delete more than one. The devil deleted at least 3-4 of my videos. So you got me once, you got me twice, you got me 3-4 times. You won't get me a 5th time, okay? Because you know what the Bible says, stand and keep standing. Resist the enemy, okay? And when you finish standing, keep on standing and keep on standing. Fight, okay? Thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. I appreciate you. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. God bless you. I love you. And thank you for watching another episode of Beauty, Brains, and Bible. Bye, guys.
Beauty, brains, and Bible, Bible, Bible. Beauty, brains, and Bible, Bible, Bible. Beauty, brains, and Bible.